Hello, record nerds of the internet. Today we're going to be talking about my top 10, but it's actually more. It might be top 15 punk records of all time. Stay tuned.
Six in the morning.
Okay, so I started a little series. I only have one video out of me buying and then reviewing jazz records. So in doing that, I thought I would, in between the videos of jazz records, I would give you a list of the top 10 genres that I do like. Today we're going to start with my main genre of punk. The next genre will be hardcore punk. The next genre after that might be indie rock, then emo, then alt rock, then hip hop. I think that's gonna be how it goes. We'll see. So, if you see a record, or you don't see a record that is a really great hardcore record, that might be because it's in my top 10 hardcore records. These are just my punk records. It's a very, very narrow difference in definition here. But we're going to thread that needle. I don't know what that means. Thread the needle, is that right? I don't think that's right. Let's start with the top one. Not number one, but I guess we'll... Not in any real order. Husker Du's New Day Rising. This is a... repress from sometime in the 2000s. SST likes to repress their records, and they sound really bad. And they originally will have come with inner sleeves or something, and none of the represses do. So I can't recommend these much at all, but this is a fantastic record. Starts off with New Day Rising, which the entirety of the words are New Day Rising. And here's a fun fact. Robert Palmer of Simply Irresistible fame used to cover the song New Day Rising live. How weird is that? There's a lot of fantastic songs on here. There's a lot of songs that aren't so fantastic. But the ones that are really good are really, really good. And if you ever wanted to hear the origins of Green Day, listen to the song I Apologize, and you'll know where they got their entire sound from. That might as well have been a Green Day song, but written about 5 years before Green Day became a band. But there's a lot of great songs. I Apologize, New Day Rising. 59 Times the Pain is a great song. It's kind of weird, but it's really great. And then Celebrated Summer is maybe my favorite Husker Du song of all time. Husker Du's New Day Rising. Let's go with another reissue that's done actually well. The Wipers, Youth of America. This came out Record Store Day. Was it this year? Was it last year? I don't know. Here's an interesting fact about this record, is that when I first heard this was, I heard the CD from Restless Records, which had these songs in a different order. And that's how the song order became ingrained in my head. So anytime I listen to this, it's weird to me. I prefer the order from the Restless Records CD version better than this. But I still love this record. It's a flawless record. Check it out. In terms of songs you might want to check out, they're all great. Pick any song on here and listen to it and see if you dig it. And if you dig it, that's fantastic. I think you'll like it. Let's see here. Oh, you can see one. That's a little bit higher up. Armchair, Martian. This is their first album. This is how it was released on Cargo Records. In a plain sleeve with a glued on, this is, looks to be silk screened. thing that they glued on here. This record is really great, and they need to reissue this because it's fantastic. Again, it's another perfect album where everything's great. If you want to check out a song, I would recommend Xenophobe. Barely Passing is another really great song. They're all great. If you want to know what this sounds like, it kind of sounds like Husker Du a little bit. A little bit of punk with just a tad bit of country. So imagine that. And that's what it sounds. It sounds fantastic. Check it out. All right, we'll go with this. Black Flag, Jealous Again. So this isn't a full-length album, but I decided that I will include EPs. And this EP, to me, is the best thing that Black Flag ever released. Every song on here is fantastic. Of course, there's only 5 of them, so it's easy to get that right. Jealous Again, fantastic song. They're all great. I don't know if this is the first press, but it's a very early press where it's actually like a tip-on sleeve. Like you can see that, it's actually cardboard, and then has the sticker tipped on. Great record. One of the best of all time. Let's stick with California punk bands. The Adolescents. This is another flawless record, in my opinion. This is a reissue, some color. I think it's pink. I had an original pressing of this a long time ago that I gave to a friend of mine. And that sounded fantastic. And I gave it to a friend of mine because I had it on CD, and at the time, that was good enough for me. And then I bought this, and it's on pink vinyl, and it doesn't sound as good. So I never listened to it, but this is like sort of semi-snotty punk. This is probably driving the camera crazy, this color combination. If you want to hear awesome songs, Amoeba, No Way, Kids of the Black Hole. Every song on here is fantastic. That Mike Patton is not the one from Faith No More. Fantastic record. Still in print. But again, it's not gonna sound as great as it ought to. Let's see here. Here's a weird one for a lot of people. It's gonna shock people. Shocking. The Goo-Goo Dolls. And you're thinking, what? The Goo-Goo Dolls? They are at best an alt-rock band, and probably now an adult contemporary band. Why are they on your punk list? And what is this record? This, my friends, is when I got into punk in 1987 in Buffalo, New York. Well, this actually came out a couple years later, but this record was everything when it came out to the punks in Buffalo. And this is, if you can't tell, this is not your father's Goo-Goo Dolls. Or maybe it is your father's Goo-Goo Dolls. This is not your Goo-Goo Dolls. This is your father's Goo-Goo Dolls when they were actually a punk band. Is this out of focus? That might be better. Great songs. This is another perfect album. They're all great. Up Yours, fantastic song. They do like a cover of Give Me Shelter and a Down on the Corner. Road to Salinas is another fantastic one. Honestly, guys, don't assume that, because it's the Goo Goo Dolls, it's a horrible record. This came out of the Goo Goo Dolls box set, which I bought happily. I had this on record a long time ago, and then I lost it, and then I was sad, and then the box set came out, and then I was less sad because then I got the box set with a bunch of other fantastic Goo Goo Dolls records. Now this will be... So, Goo Goo Dolls in this era sounded like a thrashier Replacements. The Replacements, this is, I believe, to me this is their only flawless record. This is an EP. It's got 8 songs. so it's close to being an LP. This was just This is just fantastic. This is a repress from I don't know when, not recently, but it's on gray marble vinyl. Every song is fantastic. My favorite songs, Kids Don't Follow, and Give Me Noise are probably my two favorite. They're all great. They're all fantastic. Check that out if you're a Replacements fan and you only know like Let It Be and Beyond. Check that one out. Let's stick with the Midwest, but let's go to Chicago. Pegboy. Pegboy is a band comprised of the singer of a band called the Bopal Stiffs and some of the guys from a band called Naked Ray Gun. And I found out about this band. They played in Buffalo. They opened for Social Distortion when the self-titled like Ball and Chain era Social Distortion. And the people that went, I wasn't allowed to go because it was on a school night. I was a young boy of a high school age. The people who went said that Pegboy was fantastic. They actually were better than Social Distortion. Strong Reactions, like all these songs. Again, this is another perfect record. Strong Reactions, fantastic. Superstar, Field of Darkness, Hard Light, they're all great. Check it out. We'll stick with the Midwest. Speaking of Naked Ray Gun, this is my favorite Naked Ray Gun record. Understand. This is a reissue from, does it say? I don't know. It's from a long time ago. Ish, I don't know. It's number 73 of 250. This is on some color vinyl. We'll find out together. This is on Haunted Town Records. Does it say when it actually came out? It does not. Let's see what color. Oh. It's like a purple marble vinyl. I don't know if these records are still in print. This is my favorite of theirs. Treason is a fantastic song. Wonder Beer is a fantastic song. Try those two songs to see if you're into Naked Ray Gun. If you like those two songs, try more songs. Naked Ray Gun might be best known for getting Dave Grohl into punk rock because he had like a cousin that lived in Chicago and he went to a Naked Ray Gun show and that's how he got into punk. So if not for Naked Ray Gun, we might not have Dave Grohl in Nirvana. Nirvana would still exist, but maybe they would never be big. And then we would also not have the Foo Fighters, for whatever that's worth to you. Some people might say that's a good thing. I don't know about that. Okay. Staying in Chicago. Screeching Weasel. This how to make enemies and irritate people. Screeching Weasel put out a lot of fantastic records. My two favorites are probably this one and then Anthem for a New Tomorrow. This is on, it's gatefold. This is out of print. Ben Weasel, this is from 2008. Ben Weasel has said he has no, Ben Weasel being the singer and sort of the dictator of Screeching Weasel, said he has no interest in reissuing any of these. So if you want to go out and find it, this is on some color of vinyl. I think it's on orange. Yeah, it's clear orange with some like black stuff in it. Oh, you know who that guy is? That guy's from Green Day, Mike Dirnt. He played on this. This is a great record. This is a pretty flawless record. I think there's only a couple of songs I don't really love. 99's a fantastic song. I Wrote Holden Caulfield's a great song. Kathy Isn't Right's a great song. It's very snotty, very nasally punk rock from the Midwest. Let's stick with the Midwest and Chicago. And Screeching Weasel, I guess. So this band is called Sludgeworth. The singer went on to be the guitar player in Screeching Weasel. This record is really good. It is hard to find. It is, how do I describe it? It is maybe almost emo-y, but not really. If you want to hear a song, 2 Feet on the Ground is great. Wasted Away is great. Another Day is great. Someday is great. This is a great record. I'm glad to own it. Took me a long time to find this record. I've owned this for a long time, but it took me a while to find it. All right, now we're getting to the nitty-gritty, the real creme de la creme of my favorite punk records of all time. I haven't been counting, guys. It seems like it's way more than 10. All the rest of these are going to be flawless records. The Damned, Machine Gun Etiquette, flawless record. This is a newer repress of this. It doesn't sound particularly great, but unlike SST, they actually included the insert. Or not the insert, but the printed inner sleeve, as the phrase goes. This record is just incredible. Every song on here is great. Pick a song, any song. Smash It Up is probably their best known song. They just pick a song. Melody Lee is great. Machine Gun Etiquette is great. Love Song, great. This is great. I don't have a lot of English punk records in my top whatever. The Damned make it there. Oh man, I probably should have grabbed the Sex Pistols record. Oh well. Didn't think of it, so it shouldn't really be in my top whatever. Okay, now. The Misfits, Walk Among Us. I don't know if this is even my favorite Misfits record anymore. At one point it would have been. This I originally bought when I was a freshman in high school, 1989. And I bought it because I was a Misfits fan and I never knew what they said. Except this included the lyrics. And I had to have that. Now here's an interesting thing. So this is a repress from Earache Records. I bought this. I imported this. It cost me like $40 because Rhino did a reissue of this that sounded horrible, just horrible. And so people said that this version sounded good, and I paid $40. And guess what? It doesn't sound good, like at all. But let's talk about this release. So it's mostly very similar to the version that I bought brand new in 1989, which would have been the Slash Ruby version with the purple clouds and the green, with one. Well, here's Misfits.com, and then it gives you like an address for the Fiend Club. Someone send them a letter and join it. I don't know if it still exists. Anyway, so here's the difference. So this was why I bought it when I was in high school. I actually kept this insert in my locker to reference, to annoy people at my school. Say, oh, look at me, I'm such an edgelord. Read the lyrics to Skulls. Ooh, spooky. Real mature. But on the back of this was not this. This was a photo collage, which was way more interesting than just this. This is stupid. What happened to the photo collage? That's annoying. Last we talked, I was talking about the lack of photo collage here. I assume that the rights to the pictures were owned by Uri Vaughn of Sam Hain and Danzig. I don't know why I said that like that. I'm weird. But yeah, I'm going to guess he owned the rights to those and then said no. So that's why this has no photo collage here. I should have grabbed Sam Hain Initium as one of my top however many records this is, since I don't think they really fit into any of the other categories that I have going on. And I love me some Sam Hain, but I didn't. All right, we're down to the final two. The Ramones. I have three favorite Ramones records. This one, Rocket to Russia, and then Pleasant Dreams. If you think that it's weird that I like Pleasant Dreams, I think you need to listen to that record. It is bubblegum poppy with some chainsaw guitars. What's not to love, people? It's really fantastic. But this is where it all started, and this will always have a special place in my heart. And I used to own an original, I think it was the first, if not a first, a very early pressing of this that I sold. Why? Because I had it on CD. And then I ended up buying this on this 180 gram awesome vinyl that doesn't sound very good because Rhino put it out in the mid 2000s. And they didn't really care about how it sounded. They only cared that it was on 180 gram vinyl. And you know what else they didn't care about? That it didn't have the inner sleeve that was originally pressed with. So Rhino, I hate you. I really don't like you. I once got in an argument with Michael Fremer about Rhino. I said they sucked. He said they were awesome. I think I'm right. I think he's wrong. Rhino might be better now. They were not good back then. Let's talk about this record. Starts off with a banger. Blitzkrieg Bop. Ends with a banger. Today Your Love, Tomorrow the World. And everything in between is great. It is the birth of punk rock. People might say that punk rock started in England. Punk rock started right here, people. Right here with this record. There's nothing that sounded like this. And some people might say, hey, the Stooges were the first punk band. No. Nor were the MC5. Nor were the New York Dolls. Those are rock and roll bands. This was a punk band. Listen to this and listen to those, and you'll hear the difference. But that's the Ramones. And I miss them all. They're all dead. Every one of these guys. Dee Dee, Joey, my favorite Johnny, and Tommy. I got to see these guys 3 times live. Was not enough. I needed to see them 1,000 times live. All right. My favorite punk record of all time. The Descendents, Milo Goes to College. This, I also had an original pressing on New Alliance. This is a repress on SST Records from the mid-2000s, which also sounds like garbage. Actually, this one doesn't sound so bad in terms of SST represses. But it's not great, people. It's not great. I should have kept the original. I'm sure I sold it for $10. I just stuck it in the used bin at my record store. Someone snatched it up for $10. And now I have this. That doesn't sound very good. And then the other thing, too, is that this originally came with like an insert. It doesn't have it. It had an insert with the lyrics. So sad for you. But let's talk about songs you might want to check out if you want to see if you're into the Descendents. Now, the Descendents actually were around for a while, and they changed quite a bit over time. But this record is something special. They're all kind of special. My Age is a great song. I'm Not a Loser is a great song. Hope and Bikeage. Great songs. Great album. Great band. Great cover. Not great repress. That's about it, guys. I don't know how many records this was. It's a lot of records. I'm going to count them as I put them away, and then I'm going to put the number here. This could have easily been 100. But I had to stop somewhere. So I stopped here with whatever number this is. This is at least 15. It's probably 17. I don't know. If you think I was going to say, if you think I'm wrong, I'm not saying that these are the best the punk records of all time. I'm saying these are my favorite. So don't say, hey, dummy, you should like the first X record, or you need to love the Germs record. Well, I do love the Germs record, but it's not my top whatever number this is. It's great. It's fantastic. But this is my top whatever. So, give me a break. Have a good day.